Okay, so here are the rails. And here is our show.
Completely off. Completely gone today. What in the world? Derailed.
Yay, you're here. Welcome to the CK and GK podcast. Let's get going.
It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday, and this is my husband's birthday, so happy birthday. Love you.
Happy birthday.
He won't listen. He won't listen, and that's okay, because this show's probably not up his alley anyway, but for anyone who does know him, today's his birthday, and you guys should send him a message. Thanks.
Do you know that it's also St. Crispin's Day?
No.
He's the patron saint of cobblers and leather workers.
I was thinking cobbler like pie. No? Oh.
No, shoes.
I do know some saints because, you know, Catholics, but
Sure.
No, I did not know that one. You know who my favorite one is? Saint
who?
Bibiana, because she's a patron saint of hangovers. And and I love it because when you say to drink in Spanish, it's vivir. So it's Bibiana. That's the only reason I remember.
That's hilarious. That is amazing. I thought it was going to be like patron saint of libraries.
Ew! That makes me feel super nerdy, but I do have like patron saint of teachers.
But like biblioteca.
Oh yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah, no, I have like a couple of patron saints. There's one of like I think Gertrude is cats, and then someone else is of teachers. I can't remember.
Of course, Gertrude is cats. Like it has to be
Like a
old
spinster
lady.
name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, happy St. Crispin's Day then. Of all the weird things.
Yeah. So welcome to CK and GK. Our show is all about teaching you the things we had to learn the hard way. And we've got a cram sesh for you today. All about, oh my God, there's 6 days to Halloween and I didn't do any costumes. But before we do that, I want to tell you something I just learned about my co-host, Caitlin. She is the real person that You Ought to Know by Alanis Morissette is actually about.
Oh, I love that one. Yes. Well, this is my pal Jenny, who I feel like her life motto needs to be this one. Are you ready? And then I'm like, who cares? I'm awesome. Just like Max Black from Two Broke Girls, which is a super cute show. I love Kat Denning. She's amazing. So, and then I'm like, who cares? I'm awesome. So,
I'm
love
awesome.
It. All right. So let's start with some shout outs. And I have to start with something that this is a big podcast. So usually y'all know I'm like an indie podcast girl. And I am going to give a shout out real quick to the Caption Life show and the host Sean for putting our trailer out there to an entirely new audience. And he's just a super nice guy. And we got a bunch of follows out of it and a bunch of people who are like, hey, I loved your trailer. Like, let's put that in our show. And so, Sean, that was really awesome of you. Thank you so much. And
Sean.
Yeah, exactly. Sean. If you like comics, his is a great show to listen to. He's got all kinds of really cool information that he puts out in his show. And he has a great TikTok channel too. But this is a big show that I'm going to shout out real quick. So we've talked about this before, but the Murdaugh Murders Podcast, which is like the authentic, like real one with Mandy Matney and Liz Farrell, who are formerly the reporters at Fitz News, who've now left Fitz News and are doing the show like full time as their job. This is really, really cool for them. If you haven't listened to the Murdaugh Murders Podcast, you need to go listen. It's amazing. It's fascinating. It's all real. It's like the craziest drama I've ever listened to. CNN just had them on for a special on Sunday night, and they were guests on My Favorite Murder, which is so cool great for them. If you listen to the show, you know Mandy Matney always says, and that is a big deal. And I was like, that is a big deal. So super excited for them. And if you don't know, My Favorite Murder is the show that kind of inspired Jenny and I to do this show. And it's how I found the Murdaugh Murders podcast. So it's extra cool. And when I congratulated Mandy Matney and the crew over there for their CNN stuff, she put that congratulations in her Instagram story. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love that. I'm like, excuse me while I fangirl out over here. But super cool. Gosh. So congratulations to the whole crew over at MMP. That show is super awesome. And if you want to listen, it sounds nuts, but you need to go all the way back to the beginning to get the backstory on this whole thing. Right. It is crazy. It's crazy.
That is so awesome. We are so famous.
I mean, Lisa Loeb loves us.
I know, HEB.
HEB loves us. We are here for sponsors. If anyone is listening, thank you and good night.
Yes. Do you love us enough to give us money?
Because we love us enough to give us money. Oh, anyway, let's talk about sports and some circle time.
All right. Well, it's baseball playoff time. It's the postseason in the major leagues. And we are at the ALCS and NLCS. So these are the league championship series. Right now it is the Houston Astros and the New York Yankees battling it out for a spot to play either the Philadelphia Phillies or the San Diego Padres. At the time of this podcast, Houston was leading over New York and Philadelphia was leading over San Diego. So by the time this show drops, that will probably be different. And we might even know who's going to be in the big dance.
Yeah, we've talked about this before, and I don't remember which episode it is, but we do have a breakdown of how this actually all works in an early episode, probably like really early, like probably before episode like 15. Yeah. When we're not as good. So don't go back. But
oh my gosh, one of my students listened to the show and she was like, it's kind of good. And I said, what episode did you listen to? And she was like, the pilot. And I said, no, go to number 13 or 31. Those are my two favorites.
Oh, it's kind of good. You know, what's so funny is that you can tell that that's what people think about our pilot, because our pilot gets a ton of listens. And then I'm like, please, can y'all just pick it up like right here? Please just listen to our most recent one and then go back. I swear we get better. I swear we do. So that's hysterical. It's kind of good. Oh, thank you for that vote of confidence. I'm really into it. Well, all right. I just have a short sports thing. Byron Perkins, who is a Hampton University defensive back. So this is a college kid, and Hampton University is a historically black college and university. He came out as gay last week, which is so special. He is the very first ever openly gay HBCU football player. And that's very apropos because October is LGBTQIA History Month. And so he's definitely put his name in as a historical figure. And I just love that there's so much intersectionality there. And I put a link to the Instagram post from The Gist in today's blog post. So go ahead and check that out.
Dude, the name of the show could be CK and GK Love the
Right?
Gist.
It's so good. If you want, if nothing else, just go follow their Instagram page because you'll get all kinds of good like sports water cooler chat. It's great. All right, I feel like we need to rename this section sometimes because our current obsessions are really more just like this is stuff that I like right now.
A lot of times it is. Now, remember, I was pretty obsessed with the hurricane that ruined my vacation.
Yeah, that's fair. All right.
Sometimes
is this a product or is this an obsession?
This is a product. Okay, I am loving my exfoliation mitt. I know I'm like tardy to the party on this one. They've been out there for like, I don't know, 400 years. But I just got one because I said, it's time, right? Like, I'm going to give this a try. I'm not going to use a washcloth, whatever. I'm actually going to get this mitt. Dude, the first time I did it, the stuff that came off my legs was like
I know,
black.
it's so gross.
It was so nasty and satisfying at the same time. I was like, this thing is amazing. So loving it. Also loving the lack of ingrown hairs because of the exfoliation. So digging it. You do not have to have a fancy exfoliation mitt. The one I have is double-sided. One side is like really rough and the other side is not. And the other side, I don't even know why it exists because I'm not going to use it.
Maybe you could use it on your face.
I love the rough sides. Oh, face.
You want to be more gentle on your face.
Yeah, I'm not exfoliating my face with the mitt. I have a little scrub that goes with my system because I'm fancy like that. But I could try the mitt on my face on the soft side. Anyway, I'm loving it. It's making a huge difference in my life.
That's amazing. I'm into it. Is there one in particular, or you just got one from the grocery store?
I just got one from the grocery store.
Okay. All right. Well, I also have a product that I'm going to share. And this is going to sound weird because you see my hair. I have big hair. And it's got texture to it.
Yes.
So I don't typically need too much volumizing things on the ends of my hair. I need it at the top because I have curly hair and I plait my hair, which means that it sits on top of my head and kind of smooshes it down. So like half the day I'll be like putting it in little claw clips to hold up the roots so that it can fully dry up instead of smacked on my head. But my biggest pet peeve is when my hair goes up and then the bun, like my mom bun, gets droopy, like a saggy bun. I cannot stand that. And a lot of the time,
nobody likes
saggy buns. And a lot of the time it happens when my hair gets a certain length. Like it will just start to, because they get droopy because the bun gets heavier, right? So
I actually don't know that because, like I've said before, Homer Simpson is like the only person who is jealous of the hair I have. So like saggy, no volume, that's not a thing for me.
I have to I often have just a lot of product in my hair to try and hold a curl. So usually my hair has a lot of texture and all that, which is great, especially when I'm putting it in a bun. But when it gets a certain length, it starts to droop and it drives me nuts. So, I decided just on a whim, I was at a popular drugstore yesterday getting my flu and COVID booster shots. And just, because I like this place, I was just wandering around and I'm like, I see these hair ties and I'm going to give them a try. And they are the Goody Volume Boost. And they say for fine hair, which I have fine hair, but there's a lot of it, and then it's textured, so it's it's weird. But Goody Volume Boost, it says 2 times the lift on it, and it comes in a count of 5, and it's like a super soft like ponytail holder thing, kind of braided and all that. It didn't leave a crease in my hair when I used it, and my bun did not get saggy at all when I used it. So I don't know if it's just that or whatever, but I'm going to keep using this, and I really like it so far. So there's mine. Goody Volume Boost hair ties. And they come in black and brown. If you're blonde, choose the color that you like the most because I didn't see any blonde ones. So, yeah.
That's okay. Did you get a receipt long enough to use as a table
runner? I did. And a lot of times I get it emailed, and I don't know what I was thinking. I've been a little bit of a hot mess the past few days, so I'll just have them email it to me, and then I use the app and put the coupons on it that way, because you can get like decent coupons from this toilet paper roll drugstore receipt. Right. But I did not do that, and now I have an extra long receipt with 15 coupons attached to it, which is fine. It's fine. I'll figure it out. But yeah, that's my thing.
The other day we got a coupon at the grocery store for a product that we buy a lot, right? Like they do.
100% they track you
to give you the coupons. Yes. So, which I like, right? Like give me a coupon for something I buy. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's fine.
But John hands it to me and says, here's a coupon for the pizza crust we like. You can put it in your wallet and forget about it and throw it away after it expires.
That is 100% something I do. But that's why I like to load it onto the apps, because then it's tied to my account. Yeah. And if I'm just like, if I put my number in, it'll just pop up and put it on there automatically. I mean, I really need to change my end line to, instead of use the gift cards, it's use the coupons. Because for real, that is so true. My gosh. Ugh, it's so annoying.
Okay, so let me tell you about this conversation I had.
Yeah, do
night.
it.
Okay, so we were really fortunate. F1 is the U.S. Grand Prix is in Austin, and it's happening this weekend while we're recording. And John texted me and was like, hey, do you want to grab some tickets for F1? There's some online right now for $21.
What?
Yeah,
said, $21.
He says, and the concert tonight is Green Day, which was John's first concert as a kid, and now it's Kit's first concert. Like, how
that's
cute
very
is
cute.
That? Okay, so John brought a couple of buddies, one of whom is Kit's godfather, and we're sitting there talking, waiting for the band to take the stage, and the age of the music is part of the conversation, right? Like, we remember Green Day when we were in elementary and middle school.
Yeah.
And I was telling him that, you know, when I was in 6th grade, living in the Portland, Oregon area, our music teacher actually taught us When I Come Around on guitar, like, in
that's
music
amazing.
class.
Oh,
Isn't
my
that funny?
gosh.
Yeah. And he said, man, you remember midnight release parties?
Yes.
Like, a CD would come out and you would like line up at Hastings or Best Buy or whatever.
I didn't, because
like,
I've been like an old lady who needs to go to bed for forever. But yes, I do know what you're talking about. Yes.
And then they started talking about when the 5th Harry Potter book came out and we lined up at Barnes and Noble at midnight to get the books. I was like, I have done all of these things. Like, midnight release parties have been totally ruined by the internet.
Yeah, I would.
Thanks, Spotify. Like, yeah, I love you, but what happened to lining up and,
I mean,
listening to the new CD with 100 of your closest friends in the parking lot?
Didn't people like still line up for certain movies? Like, isn't that still happening? Or maybe COVID ruined that, but I feel like that was a thing for a long time. Like, that still happened.
Yeah, people are still going to see movies when they come out. Like, I'm sure that there were a lot of people in line to see Hocus Pocus at midnight, right? Like, I imagine that there were.
I was thinking more like the Star Wars movies and like, you know, Marvel movies, but okay, sure, Hocus Pocus.
No. I'm thinking like people our age who did line up for things as kids were like, oh, let's go to the theater and see it at midnight, sure. But yeah, like, I remember midnight release parties, and I had forgotten about this whole part of our childhood.
Yeah.
It was a big deal when I was finally old enough to like go to a midnight something, and my parents were like, "Yeah, okay."
Didn't Taylor Swift just release her album at midnight, or am I thinking it's called Midnight? I don't know, but didn't she just do?
No, she did. Midnight? Yes, but it's on the internet.
internet.
You're not hanging out in the parking lot.
Well, some people might be, but yes, you're right. It's not like a thing anymore. Oh, yeah. Or what was that? What was the name of one of those? Like, you'd go find that like record store, CD store in the mall. You know what I'm talking about? Sam Goody. There was another one too, but I can't remember. Anyway, but that's where I would always go to get my stuff. But yes, sad day. And you'd walk around with your old CD like Discman, and you'd have to hold it just right, otherwise it wouldn't play. Right. Oh man. Okay. Sorry, I'm just having like a flashback of myself like sitting in my seat by myself on the bus until my friends got on, like pretending to like be sad, listening to Savage Garden out the window. Sorry, that's where my brain went.
Like, you have to hold the Discman in your hands. If it was on your lap, it would skip too much. It's like when you hold a coffee cup while you're driving and you like try and move it up and down so it doesn't splash.
Yes. Oh man, if our students are listening, they will never know the struggle. Okay, so speaking of music, I did a bad thing this week. Okay, so my son loves Halloween. Halloween. We know this, right? So, and you actually might remember this. Last year when I was driving up to your house for whatever reason, it was almost Halloween, and my son asked to hear the Halloween playlist. So, I mean the Halloween Monster Jams list on Spotify. That's the one I'm talking about.
Right.
So this has like Annie Lennox. It does have Monster Mash on it. It also has like Annie Lennox, I Put a Spell on You. And it has, Highway to Hell. Hungry like the Wolf. Right. Because those are kind of tied loosely. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And Sam's like, is this rock and roll? And I'm like, yes, it is. Maybe Annie Lennox, that particular song, not so much. But yes. Well, one of the other songs on there that is a genuine, legit Halloween song is Thriller, right? We all know Thriller is an actual Halloween song. So he's hearing this playlist and he's like, Mom, this song isn't scary enough. Mom, this song isn't scary. Okay, so I'm like, all right, great. It lands on Thriller. And I was like, you know what? Even if you don't like this song, I'm listening to this song because I love this song. So I'm going to listen. And then we're on our way to swim lessons and he gets really quiet and the song like turns off as we get there. I shut the car down, everything. And I look back and he's crying. And I said, what's the matter? And he goes, it's too scary. Okay, so that one's too scary. So we have swim lessons and everything. And then on the way out, he's like, Mom, you can finish listening to the song. Like, I'm ready to keep listening. So we're listening to the song on the way home. And it's a long song. Swim lessons aren't that far. Yes. Like, we make it home. And I'm trying to explain, like, this song is not supposed to be like the song is about a boy who's on a date with his girlfriend trying to snuggle up with her by intentionally putting on a scary movie and comfort her, right? Like, that's the whole point of the song. Right. Yeah. And I was like, and there's a video that goes with it, and we can watch the video, and you can see that that's what's happening.
There is a killer
Okay, so there's a shorter video, and then there's like a 15-minute video.
There's like a 16-minute one. Yes. Like the little movie.
So my stupid self puts on the long one, where in the very beginning, he turns into a terrifying looking werewolf.
Like werewolf zombie thing. And then at the end, like when they're walking out of the movie theater and he like flashes his
and
teeth.
His eyes.
I mean, spoiler alert.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, his eyes are yellow. Yes. And the Vincent Price cackle is coming on over it, right?
Yes.
So we start watching it. I am so stupid. And he's like getting nervous and I'm like, all right, like, what do you need? And he goes, can you just skip this part? So I skip it and I skip it. And I get to the part where, they're actually like, it comes to them in modern times and he's in the movie theater with the girlfriend and he starts actually singing the song. And the zombie part, fine. No issues with the zombies. He thinks they're funny. There's like a part where one zombie has like gross black goo coming out of his mouth and he's like, oh, what? That's disgusting. And like thinking it's hysterical, right? Like he does fine.
Right.
And then at the end with the eyes, he immediately is like, oh, no. He totally freaks out. Totally panics again, right? And I spend the rest of my night talking to him about how werewolves are not real. The rest of my night. Zombies are okay. The entire rest of my night. He's like, I really didn't like the werewolf part. You really scared. So I'm like owning this. Like, I legitimately scared you. I'm sorry. We need to talk about this. This is not Jurassic Park where you can take DNA from mosquitoes and lizards and put them together and make there be a dinosaur. You can't take human DNA and wolf DNA and mix them together and have a werewolf. No. Science says werewolves don't exist, etc. And I'm learning that that's not enough to help my child like not be scared. So I say to like a couple of friends, like, this is what's going on. And, and Bryce and friends are all like, you guys, you have to tell him that there's something that he has that will prevent the werewolves from coming. And
he needs, what is it? A silver bullet?
Oh yeah. Let me just go grab one. I got no problem. Silver bullet. Let me just go get it.
Just give him a Coors Light.
Yeah, there you go. Just see what happens. So Bryce says, what about that shark tooth charm that he got? And I'm like, yes. Okay, so here we go. Werewolves would be afraid of sharks because sharks could eat them in one bite. So if you have a shark tooth in your house, they're not coming to you. If you own a shark tooth, there's no werewolves. So this is the antidote at our house is shark teeth, just so we all are aware. The other thing is, I tell this to my mother, and she goes, tell him he's only allowed to have nightmares on Fridays. I cackled for like 15 minutes. Mom, and she's like, sometimes it works. Like, just see what happens.
Yeah.
So
we used to tell Abigail that she was running out of words for the day.
Oh, I've heard this.
And we're like, if you keep talking, you're going to run out of words. And if you use all of today's words, you go into tomorrow.
Oh my God.
It worked.
Tiny ADHD Caitlin would have not handled that very well. But I mean, that the whole thing is just so ridiculous. So then he comes out, he's like, I'm afraid I can't handle it, after we'd put him to bed like half an hour earlier. So I go in with like every little Halloween light I can find. So I've got like a little fake 3-candle lantern and a ghost light and a stack of jack-o'-lanterns light, and they all change colors. And I'm like, okay, is this going to freak you out if they're on in your room? And he's like, no, that's a comforting ghost. And I'm like, okay. So I have all these like weirdly LED color changing lights going on in his room as night lights, but they're all like Halloween themed, and he's totally fine with it. And then I said, you have a shark tooth, they can't come to you. And he's like literally giddy. So we didn't have any nightmares that night. Then last night, Sam goes, Mom, do werewolves come from London? Because of the Werewolves of London song that's on the playlist. Oh my God! Which is especially bad because we're taking him to London in the winter time. So he's like freaking out that we're going to go to London.
Oh, werewolves hibernate.
Oh, they do hibernate. You're right. You're right. But like, think of all the other things that are ruined. Harry Potter is ruined. That's London with a werewolf. Like, think of all these things that I have now destroyed for my child because I played the Thriller video thinking that he would love it.
And Michael J. Fox as Teen Wolf?
Yeah, that's ruined. And what's his name was also Teen Wolf in Teen Wolf 2. You know who I'm talking about? Jason Bateman. He's Teen Wolf in Teen Wolf 2. I've ruined all of those things for now. Like, he's going to have to be like 9 or 10 before we even consider going back to those. So I guess no more Thriller at our house. Oh, gosh.
All right. Well, speaking of Halloween, we are about to break down some last-minute throw-it-together costumes. But first, let's hear from our buddy Sean.
Hi, and welcome to The Caption Life, a show for the most casual and dedicated fans of comics and a member of the Comic Watch family. I'm your host, Sean. Join me and discover what the world of comics and graphic novels have to offer. From one-on-one interviews with industry professionals, roundtable discussions with passionate fans, and reviews on the latest comics, TV shows, and movies. You can also check out our website, www.thecaptionlife.com, to find out where you can listen to us, a list of all of our episodes, and where you can find us on social media under the username @CaptionLife. You'll get a new episode from us every week, so hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out.
Thanks for listening to our friends. Back to the show.
Okay. Here's the deal. Halloween is in 6 days, y'all. Okay? And it's on Monday, right? Of course, someone in our neighborhood Facebook group every year is like, oh, is trick-or-treating going to be on Saturday this year? No, trick-or-treating is going to be on October 31st because we cannot get our country together and figure out that Halloween just needs to be celebrated on the last Saturday of the month. Just like the Super Bowl needs to be moved to the President's Day weekend. Like, we just need the day off after. It's not going to happen. Trick-or-treat happens on Monday night. So, you need a costume. Today, we are going to break down some options for last-minute costumes for kids, teens, and adults.
Yes, absolutely. And okay. I'm just going to preface this by saying I'm someone who takes my kid out trick-or-treating, and I don't usually stay at the door. Like, after we get back, I'm like, nah, I'm done. So I'll just put it out. Like, I just put all the candy out, and I'm like, here, come get what you want. If you're a teenager and you come to my house and you're 16 and you want candy, you can have candy. There is no amount of joy hoarding that needs to be happening. If you want candy, I don't care how old you are. Like, just come to my house and get a little thing of candy. It's fine because it's Halloween and there's enough misery in this world. So if you're one of those people who doesn't like that, maybe you need to...
I have a rule.
Step on a wet spot with a clean, dry sock. I don't know.
I have a rule. I actually have 2 rules. If you are over the age of like 5 or 6, you have to say trick or treat.
That's fair.
And if you're not wearing a costume, I'm going to call you out.
You're extra like that, though.
You're probably still going to get candy. You're going to get candy. But I am going to say, like, what are you?
3-hole punch version of Jim? Yes, that is what I am.
Hey, at least you have 3 holes.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying. you put on a costume.
Does it have to be a whole costume?
But
or can it be like a headband?
If it is costume-y, I'm fine with it. But like if you're just wearing regular clothes and carrying a pillowcase, I'm going to call you out. I'm still going to give you candy if you say trick or treat. But I am going to be like, dude,
what about my Sanderson Sisters History Museum t-shirt that is of the Hocus Pocus nature and some devil horns?
Are you trick-or-treating or are you
I'm supervising a trick-or-treater. I'm not trick-or-treating myself.
Then that's different.
I see what you're saying.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do this.
It's a cram sesh. This is supposed to be a short episode. They never are, but like this time we're going to try and do it. So I have given you a link to an article that's like DIY teen costumes.
Perfect.
Okay. But I'm hitting the highlights for you. First, Frappuccino.
Yes.
Okay. Brown clothes, a white feather boa, and then you get a paper towel tube and you paint it green, or you like wrap green construction paper around it and you stick it to yourself. If you're extra, make a little Starbucks logo and slap it on your body.
Cute. Do it.
Okay. Taylor Swift's Reputation album. Okay. The cover is her in a t-shirt, black and white, with newsprint on half of her side.
Yeah.
Like half the album covering her face. Just right on your face. And put on a t-shirt.
Okay.
Okay. Here's a pun. Formal apology. You can wear an evening dress with a I'm sorry
No,
sash.
I actually like pun costumes. I think they're funny. I'm into it.
You know who also loves pun costumes? Bob's Burgers.
Yes.
I love their Halloween episodes because they have the funniest
Yeah, that's
costumes.
good for inspo.
There's one year... Yes. There was one year where Linda was a sheriff. And so she was Cher
with
and a cop.
I love it.
It was great.
So good.
Okay. You can be RBG. Just put on a graduation gown or a black robe and then cut a doily and stick it on as a collar.
Smart.
And get some big glasses.
And some pearls, maybe.
Pull your hair into a little bun at the nape of your neck.
Love it.
And then my favorite, and it's timely, is Serena Williams. Okay. So there's a couple of options for this one. Like you could just wear a tennis outfit.
Yes.
Right? You can put on a name tag, I'm Serena, so people know exactly who you are. But like bonus points if you go with a sparkly leotard and like little tutu like she wore for her last
feeling that
match.
I love it. I love it. Amazing. Yeah.
Super easy. Okay. Now, adults. Okay. We will end with kids.
Yes.
Here we go. You're a grown-up. You need a costume. You will never believe whose advice I'm going to use. The Pioneer Woman, Ree Drummond. So, shout out to you. We're going to tag you in this episode. You're going to share it, and you're going to say how fabulous
She has
our
a
show
really
is.
good pico de gallo recipe. Sorry. I still use that one.
No, it's totally fine. One of my favorite Ree Drummond lines ever is actually a comment that she put on Jen Hatmaker's post years ago. One of Jen's kids hurt himself early in the football season and he's out for the season. And Ree comments, out for this season means we are in mourning. And I was like, yes. Yes. Like, that is awful, out for the season.
Love it.
So, okay. So here are some easy adult costumes. Nail polish. Grab the Amazon box that came in yesterday, paint it one solid color, write the word Essie on the side, and then put a paper towel roll or a paper cylinder hat on.
That's so easy. I love that. Oh my gosh.
Right.
Get a shirt that matches it. Like do red, get a shirt that matches, you're set. Oh my gosh, I love it.
And just like a can of spray.
Yeah.
The box will be dry in like 5 minutes.
Love it.
Okay. Bubble bath. Get white and clear balloons, stick them all over you, and put a little rubber ducky. Okay, this one I think is actually cute, and you could probably get away with it being a serious, not a last-minute costume, but a frosted circus animal cookie, pink dress, and then glue different color pom-poms all over yourself.
I love that one so much. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Here's the other thing. Like, get the bag, clean it out so it's not, like, all gross with melted frosting, and use it as a little clutch.
What? That's so extra.
Okay. This is a costume that was on the Ree Drummond list, but also my brother did this one year.
Me too. I did it a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Where's Waldo? striped shirt, jeans, and a beanie. Now, when my brother did this, he went to a costume party, and anytime someone was taking a picture, he would jump in the background.
That's amazing. You just reminded me that I have that costume. I'm totally going to bust that out again this year. That is so good.
There you go.
I love that one.
Okay. The Operation Old School board game. Just glue the felt shapes of like bread basket, water on the knee, butterflies in the stomach. Just glue it on a sweatsuit.
Can I just tell you, I feel like that's that. And what was that other game where you had to like match the shapes before the thing popped out at you?
Concentration.
Yeah, those two games were like major sources of anxiety for people our age.
Make sure also to like make this perfect, either get a red clown nose or paint your nose red.
I love it.
If you can get a red clown nose and stick an LED light inside, bonus.
Love it.
Okay, right. You can be a picnic, wear a gingham dress, and glue some paper or plastic ants all over it, and then carry a basket. These are costumes, y'all. These are real ones, okay?
I love them.
Okay, Baby from Dirty Dancing. Jean shorts, a tank top,
yes!
and a watermelon.
I feel like that suits my hair so well. Oh my, with the side part.
Now,
and you need a cardigan. You need a cardigan.
Technically, the day that she carried the watermelon, she was not wearing jeans.
No, she was wearing
a little shift
and
dress.
a blue cardigan.
Yes, but I carried a watermelon. Just like keep saying that. And don't ever go in a corner. Nobody puts baby in a corner. Yep. Okay, and then finally, like, y'all, come on. This is Halloween. You're an adult. You're doing the last minute costume. Everybody knows. Go with the classic ghost. Get a white sheet, cut some holes in it. When's the last time you saw someone actually wear that?
It's really funny. And what you could do is make it be like the Charlie Brown one and cut like 1,000 holes in it.
Yeah. Or like a lot of dirt, like your pig pen.
I love it. Get like a little like witch's face mask and put it on over your sheet, and then you're Lucy.
Yes. I love it. See, like
so good.
It's funny. And these costumes, the list I'm giving you has like 96 different ideas. And some of them require a lot more than last minute, and some of them also are a little
obscure is hard.
Right? And obscure is hard, and it's sometimes it's really fun to wear a costume that like you nailed it and it's exactly right, but if the person doesn't get the reference, then you're like, oh, but it was so good. Yeah. So these are pretty easy. All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with kids, and I found this article on PureWow, which is a really fun like e-magazine. If you're not looking at that one, I would highly recommend it. So here's the thing. Oh shoot, I don't have a costume for your kid is totally legit. If you're like my child had his costume picked out in like August. so we've been the same, and you have to get lucky and hope that they don't change their mind. So there is that piece of it. But yeah, kids are hard.
My dad made all of our Halloween costumes.
Which means you weren't allowed to change them.
Right. No, we had a lock-in date, and he'd be like, this is the day I'm going to buy materials and I'm going to start building. So like, you need to say today if you're changing your mind. Building
the costume.
Right. Because there was like some sewing, but there was also like a lot of construction.
This is like, we're talking about this is 6 days before Halloween. What can I have Prime shipped to my house? This is what I'm going for here.
Yes.
Okay, so.
Yes.
Of course, there's the traditional ballerina. You can find tutus on Amazon. Super cheap, really easy. A bunny. Do you have a baby at home? Put your baby in a bunny-colored onesie and get a little headband. Done.
Oh my gosh. If you are looking for a last-minute baby costume, you should follow my parents' example. When my brother was a baby, they made him a Chippendale dancer, put him in black tights, and made a little cuff for his wrists and a little collar.
Stop! I'm thinking like a baby would look more like the Chris Farley version of the Chippendale dancer.
Yes,
that's really...
Yes, and my brother had a giant gut when he was a kid.
That's so... Yeah. I'm sure your brother's like, shut up, Jen.
No, he thinks it's hilarious. Like, these are his parents, right? Like, how cool is this? Yes, when I was, 8 months old or however old I was, my parents dressed me as a Chippendale dancer.
I love it. All right, so moving on with kids. You could go for witch. Witches are easy. Hats are everywhere. You can find them grocery stores, drugstores, Party City, wherever you need to go. But just put your child in an all black outfit with witch's hat. Done. Or you can go the complete opposite direction and go angel. Get a little headband that has a little halo on it. Put them in all white. Done. Finished. Okay. I like this one. It's Peter Pan's shadow. Again, all you need is all black. And you don't have to sew it. Just get some felt, get some hot glue. If you're more of a constructing kind of person, I think this is a really cool one. All black.
Oh my gosh. And like carry around some soap.
Yes. Yes. Carry around some soap. I love it. Perfect. Minions are also easy. Yellow top.
Oh, right. Yeah,
yellow top, overalls, and some goggles. Done. You have a minion. Maybe you want to put, I don't know, a little hat on them. Some of them wear hats. Superman t-shirts are all over the place. Just like have a little button down shirt that goes over and have it be unbuttoned and with a tie around it. Done. Superman / Clark Kent.
Oh, he needs glasses if he's going to be Clark Kent.
Yes, absolutely. This is another good one. Stick figure. All one color ensemble. It could be white or black is probably going to be the best showing. And then just get some electrical tape and like put electrical tape on the outfit as a stick figure.
I love this.
And then
What if you like went one step further and did like reflective
Yes,
tape?
Amazing. I've also seen them done LED style. So like people will attach like LED or like glow sticks to an outfit.
Yes.
And then you're being safe and hilarious, right?
Yes.
And that one's easy to do for the whole family. So that's a fun one. There's some traditional ones like, Dracula, right? Like those are pretty easy to find. Vampires of any sort. I liked this one, a Hershey Kiss. Put your kid in a gray sweatshirt and make a tinfoil hat and put a little like paper Hershey thing sticking out of the top of the hat. Easy. Done.
Yes.
Zombie anything, right? You can be a zombie football player, take their football costume or football outfit and make them into like a dead looking creature, a zombie baseball player, or just a regular I was a regular baseball player one year. Like we didn't have a costume.
When I was in 7th grade, a bunch of my girlfriends and I went as the Rockford
Perfect.
teachers.
That actually, we have a friend who did that. So that their son was Jimmy Dugan.
Oh my gosh. Love it.
It was great. Perfect. A mummy, really easy. Just tear an old sheet into strips and then wrap them around your kid. Done. You could do the same thing with like a Greek person. Just put them in a toga, right? Yes. Toga parties were a thing for me. So.
Right. No, I was going to say he could also be a fraternity brother.
Yes. There you go. See? Or just what's...
Oh, are you Plato? No. I'm
college. If your child likes pretty dresses, put them in their favorite pretty dress and put some sparkles on them and give them a wand and now they're a fairy princess. Boom.
Love
done.
it.
Right? Also, the ghost is another one that is really easy to do for the whole fam. You don't have to just be an adult to do it. Oh and that one might be even funnier if you're talking about the Peanuts because they are supposed to be like 4 and 5 years old. I liked this one, Wayne and Garth. You got 2 kids, Wayne and Garth. Just put them in some grunge style stuff and a pair of glasses and a beanie. Done. You're finished. It's amazing.
Love it.
Mess up their hair a little bit. Give them some drumsticks.
Party on.
Frankenstein is another easy one. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just paint their face green and put it in whatever you want. And there's always the classic pirate. You can find pirate stuff at Party City and just paint them. Just give them face paint and then let them wear whatever they want. Striped shirt. Doesn't matter. They're a pirate.
Yes.
Those are my ideas that I have.
Love it.
And there's some links in the blog post. You'll see a link to this article and then you can go if you want to like pre-buy the things that are already made and you don't even have to be the one who makes them and prime them to yourself. You can do that from the article.
Yeah. That is amazing. I had a friend who dressed her baby as the moon one year.
Oh.
And she got a big piece of cardboard, cut it in a circle, and drew craters on it, then cut a hole out for her baby's face, stuck it on the stroller with just the baby's face coming out, and was like, yeah, this is my baby. It's the moon.
1 year I went really hard and didn't realize how warm it was when we first moved to Texas, or moved back for my husband, right? But Sam was a baby. He was 6 months old, and I didn't realize how warm it is in Texas for Halloween. I grew up in Colorado where your costume,
you have to be able to wear your snowsuit under your Halloween
or
costume.
you would cover it up and then you'd unzip it at the door and be like, trick or treat, I'm an angel, whatever it was, or I'm a baby doll, whatever. I got him a lion costume, and we were lion tamers. We just wore khaki, khaki and boots, and we were lion tamers, and he was the lion. It was a warm costume for him. It was too hot, probably.
I told you my dad made all of our costumes, and the one that is the prized family heirloom is the lion that he made.
Really cool.
And he would often start with footy pajamas.
Yes, those are the way to go.
And so this is a tan footy pajama. He sewed little lion claws to it. He made a mane out of a ski mask and hand sewed individual pieces of yarn to make the hair.
That's crazy. Amazing.
Built a tail out of wire and a towel, and it sits through the base. I mean, it's just, but those are the things that he did, right? That's why we had the lock-in dates, because he was really building a costume.
Yeah.
Except for the year that my brother wanted to be a robot, and I don't know if it was a last-minute robot or my dad forgot about the robot. I don't know, but it involved him cutting a hole in a shopping bag and putting it over my brother's head.
Mm-mm. We're not. That's no.
And I think there were dryer vent hoses on his arms or something. I mean, it was that was definitely a year he phoned it in, but he did make some pretty fantastic costumes for us.
1 year I was Pippi. That was this thing that people were calling me in middle school, so I tried to own it, and I don't think it went over very well. But either way, I had my dad cut a wire hanger, and he put it in my hair as braids that would stick out, and then I just wore overalls and a grungy shirt, and I was Pippi. I rolled up, cuffed my pants and stuff. That's an easy one too.
That's amazing.
So,
all right. Well, you know what also is an easy one?
I'm sure you're gonna tell me. I really don't. I really stopped to think about it for a second. I'm
rating, reviewing, and subscribing. This is a no-brainer. Just put the 5 stars.
I feel like we've earned them, especially by reading other people's articles.
Dude, we told you. We're not discovering things here. We're just sharing what we had to learn.
Exactly. Yeah,
we've all been
totally.
there.
All right. Well, absolutely. Rate, review, subscribe. Find us in all the places. We are everywhere all the time.
You have 6 days until Halloween. Make your choices.
Yeah, and hit up those lists if you need some help, because we've got 3. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Hey friends, thanks for listening to the CK and GK podcast. Find us at CK and GK podcast on Instagram and Twitter, and rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, or anywhere else that you pod. See you next time.